Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you how I made my boys' Easter shirts. I did a nice little fun homemade Argyle pattern. This here was my inspiration. It's actually Old Navy, but they didn't have our size, so I made my own. So now the first thing that you need are a couple of plain shirts and then whatever fabric or material that you want to use. You could use pretty much anything. I'm just using some like quilting squares. From there you're going to pick out which ones you'd like to use and then kind of lay them out and get a rough idea of what you want to do. I actually let Deacon pick his out, but these ones here were for Drake's shirt. But you can mix and match and just kind of get a rough idea before anything's barely permanent. Next, you're going to draw your diamond. The best way I found to do it is to kind of have a rough idea of the size and then, like I did here, draw it out. And then fold your paper into quarters so that it's all even on every side and it's not, a lopsided diamond. From there, you'll want to make sure that it fits your shirt and that it's not too big or not too small, so you have little that you have to actually cut off, and that way you're good. So the next thing you're going to do is apply your heat and bond. Now the directions are on the heat and bond package, so I'm not going to kind of explain them, but basically you just iron the heat and bond on, and then from here you're going to draw your diamond onto the back of the heat and bond. Now I like to do this with the heat and bond already on, one, because you're not going to have to worry about too much heat and bond or too little, but also because it's a nice surface to write on, and then it's very easy to cut the fabric with the paper on the back. So you're going to cut out your diamonds, and then once your diamonds are going to cut out, you're going to lay them out on your shirt. Again, just checking to see which pattern you'd like and make sure everything looks just as you'd like it for it to look. Remove the backing from your fabric, and again, the directions are on the heat and bond packaging, so I'm not going to really explain it. But from there, you're going to lay it out, make sure you have it even, make sure it's in the location that you want it, figure out, just exactly how you want it to look. Deacon was recording a video of his own at the time. Then you're gonna heat those down. You're gonna iron them down so that they stay in place. Now, if you're like me, for some reason, the left part of both of the shirts, both of them that I did, not the right, just the left, was a little bit of overlap onto the sleeve and the side of the shirt. So I wanted to remove that. And all I did was took a little pencil line and drew a line where the seam is, and then cut out the line that I drew around the little armpit and the side, so that it wasn't, laying up on top of the sleeve and looking funky like that. So once you cut that out, you're obviously going to want to double check it, make sure that it fits just right, and then if you have any other the parts that you need to trim off, you could, of course, do that then. So again, you're going to want to make sure everything's in line and everything's even. A ruler helps. You'll see that I used one here in just a second. And you're going to want to glue that. Well, yeah, I guess it's basically gluing it down. Heat and bond it down so that it is in place as well. So you can see here are both of the shirts that I did. They're similar but different at the same time. Now, pardon the marble, now you're going to use your diamond, once again, the exact same diamond, and lay it out straight. You want to make sure it's straight with all of the diamonds so that your, the corners, I guess the corners of the diamonds, are even. Again, I used a pencil, obviously like a fabric pencil or whatever they're called would work a little bit better, but I didn't feel like digging it out. And you're going to draw the diamonds in between the diamonds so that you'll have the Argyle stitching around the edges. Now the tricky part of this is when you get to the middle. And what I did was I drew obviously the diamond in place, and then I put a center point down at the very bottom that's equal with the bottom of the other diamonds, but then also, the very center of the shirt, so straight down from the middle of the buttons. And then from there I drew lines down so that they would, they'd connect. So that diamond's basically just a little bit bigger, as you can see here, but it works with the buttons, so you're not kind of, you're not messing with fabric or dealing with fabric or anything like that. Now what you're going to do is the stitching, and this here is just basic embroidery floss. It's like 30 cents a thing. I only used one for the fabric. I bought four, I don't know why, but and then I also used some, embroidery needles, and the size is up to you. Now the stitch that I did for this, I'm sure it has a fancy name. I have no idea what it is though. Is pretty basic. So all I did was I brought the needle up through and then back around, and the stitch was really pretty big. It started small, but then I got bored. And then I brought the stitch back right down through the previous stitch. So it's kind of, I would stick it just a little bit behind where it originally went through at, but then that way it secures it, kind of gives it a little bit of like a braided look almost in a way, and also, just obviously keeps it in place better. So as you can see, it goes right in the middle and then down and then back around. So I'm just basically doing a ton of huge loops. And of course I'm following the lines that I made earlier with the pencil. Once that's done, as you can see here, it's starting to kind of take shape. You can tell the difference between, well, of course you can tell the difference, but between the done shirt and the undone shirt, it definitely gives it a little bit more of like a complete look. And this is the finished product. So this is how they turned out. It's simple. It's so cute. I love the way it turned out. It's original. You can match it to whatever you like. Yeah. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed.